Kyler Murray expected to be a Viking. Every report, every spidey sense we have, it points to Kyler Murray wearing a Vikings uniform in 2026. And then we got Kyler Murray's potential fantasy outcome we'll break down. Because a lot of you are going to say he's trash. Look, there's a lot of upside with a guy like O'Connell in the Vikings system that can revitalize and get the football to JJ's what we want most importantly, most of all. Max Crosby, this situation is a disaster. And you heard on the Pat McAfee show today, they used my analogy to a T on Schefter. Schefter, I don't know if Schefter watches this show, but he ripped off exactly what I said word for word on the house analogy, the inspection, and how you can get out using the inspection and the details. We're going to break down this situation and how more messed up this is than anybody realizes, because this guy, Trey Hendrickson, who they brought in, and it was a good move. This is a good strategic move. Bring him in instead, save the 2 first-rounders. It was something that we thought, why does that team do that anyway? But this team reportedly maybe wanted Crosby and Hendrickson, and this might have been a plan. But word is that Hendrickson was in the building like a mistress during Max Crosby's visit, and he had no idea that they were working on a deal with Hendrickson behind his back while he was in the facility, as Diana Rossini said, dead man walking, and he had no idea. We're breaking down all of this and more. Yes, BTJ, there's more buzz about that. You keep hearing he's not available, then you hear other reports that he is. He's available if the price is right. I don't care what anybody says. But will the price be right? We're hearing word that a second rounder might change that. We're not trading BTJ stance. AJB, what's going on there? This guy Bashal Tutin's going to the moon. His value continues to climb.
On the ride.
Although the NFL draft is approaching and Tutin may have company via a rookie running back, but man, Tutin's value is on the climb. We're breaking down all this and more. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news.
Substation, this is Pete. Yeah, we got a new one coming in. Okay, what's his name? Evans, first name is what? Mike? Okay. Yep, I'm getting the image right now. Okay, we'll look for him. Substation will be prepped and ready to go. Thank you. Poor son of a bitch. We got another one. Let's go. Pull it. A lot to go over, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start off with the Max Crosby situation. This is kind of self-explanatory, but we'll go over the ins and outs and the projections, the predictions, what could be good, what could be bad, what's it mean for JJ, what's it mean for J9, what's it mean for everything. Then also the Vikings making a running back decision today in retaining Aaron Jones. We'll talk about that. But Max Crosby, this situation is a mess, and the Ravens have really pissed off some people. But do you remember what your boy's been telling you for weeks now? This owner of the Baltimore Ravens doesn't want to be in the position he's in for very much longer. And he's not passing the team down to his kids. He says he refuses to pass it down. He's going to get out. And I've been sitting here telling everyone that he doesn't care about what his relationship is with anybody. He wants to win 1 or 2 more Super Bowls in the next 10 years and then get out. No passing the team down. And he even went so far as to say if he wins the championship early, he'll just get out early. He's not necessarily waiting the full 10 years. This is a man that wants to make whatever move he's got to make right now. That's why A.J. Brown is still a consideration. He'll make any move he can. Mortgage future. First round pick. That's what the first round pick wasn't even that important to him. But now they're like, let's get A.J. Brown. I'm not saying they're getting A.J. Brown. I'm just saying this smells an awful lot like they've got a bunch of extra houses money for an owner that's wanting to get the hell out of Dodge. I think A.J. Brown's going to still be in play. Maybe BTJ will still be in play. But this was a situation where this team wanted Hendrickson and Crosby in a preemptive plan earlier in the offseason. But that all changed when Crosby had a physical that we knew was going to result in the outcome that it resulted in. Not to mention that one of the doctors, I think it might have been tied to the Crosby side, said he's exactly where he needs to be. He was off of crutches. He's been walking around only for about a week or so, though. But he's out of crutches. He's ahead of schedule. He's where he needs to be. There's no setbacks whatsoever. This was a case of cold feet based on a decision of allocating resources. And they said, you know what? Hendrickson it is. Usher him in the back door. He was at the facility when Crosby was walking around. And as Diana Rossini said, dead man walking, had no idea he was a dead man walking through the facility, this team putting on a facade, and they're damaging relationships. Teams are already saying we're not going to deal with the Ravens via trade anymore. Now, when the owner's gone, I believe that will be a lifted potential punishment that teams will levy upon the Ravens. But this owner has damaged some relationships with the players. Who's going to want to go sign there? Hendrickson. I guess it doesn't affect too much, does it? But when money talks, But Hendrickson, Crosby was supposed to be a match made in heaven, but now they've got extra draft capital, the house's money, and an owner that wants to burn all the cash and invest it straight into the product right now. And there's a really good chance that A.J. Brown starts getting whispered in terms of Baltimore, or they do some other, impressively great move. I don't think they're done. That's my point. But Crosby was completely mistreated here. Now, the intent right now by the Ravens, and you can't blame them for taking the stance, even if their stance will change very soon. The intent right now is that the Raiders are going to say he's playing for the Raiders in 2026. That's our intention. We're moving forward as if Max Crosby is a LV Raider. And Crosby is the kind of guy, too, that's business as usual. He's the kind of guy to be the first one to say, I just go to work. If I'm a Raider, I'm a Raider. If I'm not a Raider, I'm not a Raider. He really does keep his head down. He's very loud. He has his own podcast and platform, so he will speak his mind. But he is the kind of guy that will say that straight to your face. Look, it's business. I'm going to put my head down. He's not going to get it into his feelings too much. This is a warrior. This is a guy that'll go out there and battle with anybody. And the Raiders probably had some selling remorse. And Crosby probably had some leaving remorse. And I think that Crosby being completely mistreated by the Ravens in this situation, getting spat on by the Ravens, might make him have a little bit of pause to say, hey, why don't we sit down and try and see if this is the right place for me to stay versus trying to figure out a Dallas Cowboy trade, trying to figure out this and that. But the copycat league that is the NFL will maybe have some other teams wanting some assurances or, hey, when are we doing this trade? Are we doing it now? Can we wait? Let's see how he progresses. Was there really even a problem with the physical? I don't know that there was. I think this was buyer's remorse. And they were looking, as my example yesterday that Schefter reportedly stole, word for word, my example yesterday was that in like a house appraisal, you can literally get out because you could say, I didn't realize you had cockroaches. I found one in the corner upside down. He wasn't moving, but still, I didn't know that. We want out of this, right? We don't like that. We're pulling out. That's what happened in Baltimore. Buyer's remorse, appraisal. They came up with an excuse that didn't really check the test of validity and being a valid concern, because we all knew this is where Max Crosby was going to be at his recovery. This stage of the recovery, that he was going to be no further than this. It was, and his doctor said he's ahead of schedule and that he's going to be balling, according to Schefter, when the time comes. There's no problem here. This is buyer's remorse. This is a bad business decision by the Ravens, destroying relationships in its wake. Doesn't necessarily matter to this owner because he's going all in and will be out soon. And the damaged relationships will be put to bed when the owner's gone and the new ownership comes in, and no one's going to judge the new ownership for the old ownership's decisions. So it will all be a non-factor later. But there's a lot of ramifications in things that occurred. There's a lot of disaster in the wake of this situation, from the game planning and free agency moves that the Raiders have already made, and other teams that were maybe expected to go after Max Crosby like the Dallas Cowboys, and then everybody started making moves. Now, in fairness to the Ravens, nothing's done. Nothing's a done deal till Wednesday. And so you do run the risk of doing these handshake nod deals preemptively when nothing's official. There's no ramifications. The NFL will hold you not responsible for any handshake deals that are done early. Will this affect how teams do business moving forward in 2027 and 2028 and 2020? It's hard to say. Maybe not. It's a one-off kind of rarity. But this is not a good look for the free agent period, the no tampering period. That this entire situation is kind of a mess. And when you look at this example here, when we bring up the Baltimore Ravens, and this is their own doing, but the contract of Lamar Jackson, restructuring that, just one of very many things that happened in conjunction of this trade, and then it goes back in a different direction, and everybody's got the pieces of the board moved. It makes it kind of complicated. There's a lot of ramifications to this. It's going to be interesting to see if the Cowboys or a team gets involved, and it'll be interesting to see where Max Crosby stands on wanting to stay or wanting to go. It will be interesting to see if the Raiders want him to stay or want him to go. It would be very, very insane if he stayed because the Raiders defense would be off the hook. I think Max needs to consider some of that this team has been vastly improved, that Tom Brady's making some decisions or really strongly helping make some of the decisions moving forward on the offensive side of the ball. The defense with Max Crosby would be lit. Walker, Crosby, this entire team is really moving in a positive direction. One of the best centers in the league. What a good move they made with Linderbaum. What an amazing signing, even though a lot of people are going to say he's not that good, Smitty, but Jalen Nailor trade. Jalen Nailor is a fantastic second wide receiver, so we do want the Raiders to potentially get another receiver in front of him, but even if they didn't, Brock Bowers serves that role, and Nailor could be the team's number one wide receiver in a Brock Bowers, Nailor, or Brock Bowers, Genty, Nailor pecking order of receiving the football. I'm fine with Nailor there. Nailor, to me, is more impressive than Jordan Addison. And when there was whispers about the Vikings maybe moving on from one of the wide receivers, I told people over and over, I like Nailor. Put him straight in as that number two. I like him better being traded over to LV to be the one. No one's thinking he scores wide receiver one, fantasy wide receiver one, or NFL wide receiver one production. But he will be an overzealous selection that overproduces it a beyond expectation by a country mile in his wide receiver one role, which he shouldn't really have. Like, this is like Pittman and Deontay Johnson and Waddle. Everybody thinking these are ones, and they're not. And that's proven true through the years. I mean, even Waddle, people still holding on to Waddle as the number one wide receiver. It's crazy. There is no hope for that for Jalen Nailor, but Jalen Nailor might overproduce in a forced, you're the wide receiver one role in an environment where there are no other wide receivers to lean on, so you're going to have to play the role. He'll do pretty well because of the presence of Brock Bowers. I don't think he fails to produce at that expectation because he's the top dog facing top defensive cornerbacks, and there's no other weapons to stretch the field. Brock Bowers makes it very easy for Nailor to deliver upon the expectation, even though he won't deliver fantasy football or NFL wide receiver one numbers. He's still going to be so good considering. And I like Nailor a lot. And people are going to make fun of that situation a ton. That you're going to hear a lot of Nailor negativity. Nailor negativity! You're going to hear it. It's going to be all over the place. Why? People like to rip on the Raiders, number one. Number two, people like to rip on things that they didn't see coming. Three, people like to rip on sleepers they weren't on top of and they didn't have in their purview. And he's the definition of that. And so a lot of other teams, too, you'll hear a lot of negative chatter and making fun of Nailor when it really has to do with team fandom, rivalry type stuff. You're not going to hear a lot of really knowledgeable fantasy football minds make fun of Jalen Nailor when the expectation isn't even high-end wide receiver 3. When the volume for high-end wide receiver 3 is present. I think Nailor's really, really good. I think Nailor and Dobbs in New England, Nailor in LV, they're really decent situations. And I think people are going to undervalue them tremendously. I don't know if I even have my a Naylor graphic, and I really should. That's how under the radar he is. I gotta have one here somewhere, don't I? Don't I? Where is it? Can we just put a picture of Addison up and say, close your eyes and pretend this is the better of the two wide receivers? But Dobbs and Naylor have a very similar outcome based on expectation. So Naylor to the moon. Crosby situation is very complex. More to come on that. As for Kyler Murray, ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot to like about this situation. And you can sit here and say, Smitty, I don't agree. I don't like Kyler Murray. He's too short. Even you didn't like him, Smitty, and that's correct. I didn't want the Cardinals to extend him. I was correct. I didn't want the Cardinals to trust him. I was correct. Kyler Murray was going to fail in Arizona. I was correct on all of those counts. And I do believe, while there's no guarantee that he does well, gets revitalized in Minnesota, it is the best place to attempt it. And just like Danny Dimes was revitalized, just like Baker Mayfield was brought back to life, just like Sam Darnold became something special when no one thought he would, and just like Mac Jones is now a hot commodity on the quarterback marketplace, even though the Niners refused to let him go play ball somewhere. These are all examples that fall right in line with Kyler, and Kyler's literally less than 2 years removed of being on every one. This includes you watching, every single one of you, including me. 2 years ago or less, we all had him as a top 6 to 10 quarterback. Don't even act like you didn't. So we can't sit here and pretend that none of that expectation was rooted in any sort of potential. Like Kyler Murray going to the quarterback whisperer, as this report from Michael Silver says, the quarterback whisperer is making a statement. It's loud and clear and could be a mic drop. The reaction to the Vikings' pursuit of Kyler Murray, this is not something that is going to be a big L of a move. It's a safeguard move. Kyler would certainly be the starter over J9 from Jump Street if he lands in Minnesota. Otherwise, Kyler wouldn't go. But this is one of those scenarios where you're getting Kyler in J9 or you're getting just J9. Like, can we stop pretending there are other alternatives? Unless Mac Jones becomes available cheaply, which Shanahan apparently wants the moon. And I'd pay it, to be honest. I would. I think the Vikings should do that. I think that's better than Kyler. But if Mac is not available, tell me a better solution other than Ty Simpson, which I agree with as well. I like that, but I also do that on top of the Kyler move. Someone give me a better scenario. You can't just walk in with J9 and no other alternative. This is the best potential outcome with the most upside to protect Justin Jefferson. Hand the Vikings Kyler and J9 instead of just J9. It's really simple. And if anybody can revitalize Kyler, who did throw well to wide receivers at times, it wasn't just all, look what he did to MHJ. Look what he did with Hopkins. Hopkins was the number one wide receiver in the league catching the football when his quarterback was scrambling outside the pocket. Kyler was the number one quarterback in the NFL in terms of scrambling outside the pocket and connecting with a wide receiver. It was a great match made in heaven. JJ can line up all over the field. JJ can be every bit as good as Hopkins was in Arizona, in Minnesota with Kyler. And there's, in terms of getting the football and the rapport, this could be very good. It's at least giving JJ a shot at being a returning top 5 wide receiver season in and season out for as long as this quarterback wide receiver relationship remains where it is. Kirk Cousins, certainly a possibility now that he's on his way to looking for a job. We will see. I think Kyler Murray is almost locked in to being a Minnesota Viking, and I, Smitty, approve it.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Now, they could bring in Kirk and Kyler, and I think all those options are smart. I don't think it's smart to not explore every single one of these options. And I think it's actually not smart to just sit on one of them. Like, bring in just Kyler, bring in Kyler and Cousins. You know, trade for Mac Jones and bring in Cousins. Do both. This mutual interest between Kyler and the Vikings, so that's just more to pile on top of that situation. We already know all this to be true. A.J. Brown, we've kind of turned our attention away from A.J. Brown at the moment because we've been talking about all these other things, but A.J. Brown is still very much in the cards for being a player that potentially could be on the move very, very soon. I think, you know, it's easy to just ignore this situation because we haven't heard anything for a while, but the Eagles, I think, were a little bit on pause, right? Watching these teams in their conference gain assets, right? Mike Evans goes to San Francisco. Kind of scary, you know, on the surface level at least. And then you're going to get rid of an asset like A.J. Brown. Makes you feel like maybe you're potentially going to fall behind. So I think that's where the Eagles have been sitting. They haven't been moving their asking price because they're sitting around looking at everybody around them going, well, what are we doing? Going to dilute our talent? We're going to water it down? But really it comes down to what they do with the draft capital. You give a first rounder. Sirianni already has pretty much at his end with the A.J. Brown saga, especially in that playoff game where A.J. Brown in that playoff loss, that embarrassing loss, A.J. Brown looked like he was about to headbutt Sirianni. Sirianni was so pissed off. He was so pissed off and embarrassed. I mean, A.J. Brown embarrassed Sirianni on live television. And I don't think he's going to let it go. So, you're better than this. Smitty, BTJ is not available. My friend, here, I'll put you in timeout. You're better than to continue to say things like that to me. So we'll just put you in timeout. How long do you want it? I'll let you decide, little big man. Do you want it forever or 24 hours? You pick. But you have to pick, or I'll pick the forever. You pick. If you want 24 hours, I'll give you the 24 hours. You want the forever, tell me, and you'll be the second person to ever request the forever. We'll send you on your way with a standing ovation, though, if you choose forever. But I'll let you choose, little big man. You only get two choices. You don't make the choice, I'll make it for you. You choose 24 hours or forever. You said 2 minutes, I'm going to hit forever. You got 30 seconds to decide. 2 minutes is 20 or forever. So you decide 24 hours or 24 hours or forever. We're waiting. You got 20 seconds. A.J. Brown will hear news soon. I think New England probably less likely to make a deal now, but it's still in the cards for them to maybe kick this thing around. It really does come down to the asking price. Truly. Little big man, you got 10 seconds to say 24 hours or it's forever. 5, 4, 3, 2. C'est la vie, my friend. He said 24. You know, we'll put him in for 30 minutes and have a heart today. For him stepping up and saying 24 hours. We'll give him a shorter time frame. How many seconds is that? 1,800 seconds. You're in timeout. You got lucky today, little big man. All right. A.J. Brown. You know, some people come in here, you start running your mouth, and you expect to hang around. You think that a host is going to be in here and just enjoy you walking in and trying to what? Disrupt the show, call me a moron, tell me I don't know what I'm doing, I'm better than this. Like go somewhere else then if you don't like what you're hearing. This is my show, and I tell you my opinion, and if I need to be better, then why don't you go watch someone you enjoy more? So let's put that to bed, little big man, when you return. Guess who's going to the moon? A guy named Bashal mother freaking Tootin.
Let him cook.
I smell meatloaf. Hey, Ma, the meatloaf. Now, Bashal is a fan. We're definitely a fan. He's a fan fave here. We love Bashal. We love Tootin on this channel. No pause needed. Tootin is a monster. And the news on Tootin, first of all, they didn't go after a big name player. They let Etienne walk. Etienne played phenomenal last year. So to let Etienne walk is saying something, right? Is it? Or maybe they're in the business of potentially bringing somebody else in, right? That would be maybe the concern that one would have, saying, well, maybe Bashal is going to endure some sort of, situation. But Tootin isn't somebody that is going to be facing much competition unless it is a mother freaking rookie. Because this is the guy that got brought in on a deal that makes me think maybe they're not drafting a rookie running back too early, although they will fall to ridiculous value. But the Jaguars signing Washington running back Chris Rodriguez Jr. to a 2-year, $10 million deal, $6.2 million guaranteed. Rodriguez gets 6.2 fully guaranteed and can make up to 12 million with incentives. This is fantastic news for the Tootin. So drop a toot in the live chat. However you decide to express toot, drop a tootin in the live chat. Tootin to the mother freaking moon. And, we'll monitor the rookie draft. Obviously, the NFL draft for the rookie running back landing spots. Certainly something could rain on the parade of Bashal Tootin. And, I hope that doesn't happen. But here's the most recent report on BTJ. Obviously pisses off people like Little Big Man and other people that they can't wrap their head around the idea that teams will say one thing or people will say one thing in favor of this or that, or try and speak for the team, because somebody will come out 1 minute and say BTJ is available. And then just because the last person to say something on it said something like, oh, BTJ not expected to be traded, that person has to be right. Why? Because they came out with it after? Well, what if I come out with something after that? So Schefter says yesterday, BTJ, they've never wanted to trade him. And then I come out today and say, BTJ still is on the block. Who said it last? My report trumps Schefter's report. So why are you not spreading my report around? Do I look like I don't know what I'm talking about? I've said from the beginning that it all comes down to the offer. No one's saying, someone like Little Big Man's going to come in later and go, see, told you he wasn't getting traded. No, we told you he was or wasn't getting traded, because it can go either way. It comes down to the offer, which I can't control, and I made that abundantly clear. There's certainly a world where BTJ ends up getting traded, but it's going to require a huge asking price and a team willing to pay the price of that asking price. That's it. Plain and simple. Now, when you hear someone like Schefter say he's not available, he's available. This report here, Sports Illustrated's John Shipley reports widely held belief is that the Jaguars have an extremely high asking price for BTJ. This report is as of today, and are not seeing any reason to budge from it. They won't give him up unless someone gives a massive, massive offer that they can't refuse. That's it. So stop running your mouth about how he's not available. He's available if someone's going to overpay. Will someone overpay? So far, we haven't heard someone's willing to overpay. And then with these moves happening, and you play hardball like the Eagles and the Jaguars are with these two receivers, and teams start filling their voids, Dobbs goes to New England. New England's a little less likely to overpay now. And that's what happens. We got a $20 hauler here from my boy Mike. Mike, appreciate you. Thoughts on the Eagles trading for Max Crosby in an AJ post-June 1 trade package? The timeline matches for both teams allows Crosby to get healthier enough for teams to be comfortable. I don't think teams are uncomfortable though, Mike. I think it's a total farce. It's a total fugazi of a concept that these teams are worried about Max Crosby. Everyone knows he just had surgery. I'm not yelling at you, Mike. First of all, $20 hauler. Appreciate you. Standing ovation. You absolute straight monster. Straight monster, Mike. You're a monster, Mikey. I'm not yelling at you, but it's a total farce and fugazi. This concept that teams are, oh my God. Yeah, we got to make sure he gets healthy. This is all known. We knew what happened. He just had surgery. This was a buyer's remorse excuse of a reason to back out. Teams don't need to wait for anything. No team needs to wait. I know we mentioned it at the beginning because we're trying to pose all the hypothetical questions, but at the end of the day, this is ridiculous. Not you, not your question, Mike. It's ridiculous that we're even at a point where the mainstream media has convinced people that teams were so stupid they didn't know that Max Crosby just had surgery. But as for a AJ Brown move, look, there's a lot of ways that the Eagles could get involved in this. If AJ Brown ends up getting traded and, a team ends up deciding to give a first rounder and that allows this team to draft a receiver, then it will make a ton of sense, But that's where I believe the Eagles are at a pause. Is they're like, if we get rid of AJ Brown, what are we doing? Can we draft someone? Can we get into a position where we can move up and take one of the top 3 or 4 wide receivers? Will they be available? How will this look? How will this work? And so that's where I think the Eagles are kind of sitting at, because they're in a position at 23 where you're not going to get a Jordan Tyson. You're not going to get a Carnell Tate. You might get a Mekhi Lemon or maybe Carnell Tate because of his 40-time slips into this territory, and one of Mekhi Lemon or Carnell Tate go with Jordan Tyson in the top 12, and then the other one lingers around here. It's possible a fall from grace because of how bad Mekhi Lemon's interviews, how putrid his interviews were. He could slip. The Eagles get away with everything on draft day. You never know. But it's certainly in the cards for the Eagles to try and go out. I think the Niners or the Eagles landing Max Crosby just feels right. Not because I want it to happen necessarily for either of those teams. I'm not a hater of either one of them, even though people think I'm a Niner hater. People just don't understand what I'm actually speaking about and how much of my this is wrong, this is right. It all falls on Shanahan and his offseason decision-making. It has nothing to do. We have Niners on the Moon Man list all the time. We pump up Garendo, Mason, Debo. We've been bigger advocates of Debo than any channel or any person known to man. So the whole narrative that I'm a Niner hater is ridiculous. Phone lines, not in a second, Travis. I'll open in 1 second. I got to restart them. This is just it's crazy. It's crazy to think about, but the two teams most likely to pull off this, how do they get away with it, would be the Niners bringing in Crosby, the Eagles bringing in Crosby. Those feel like the most likely scenarios if we're trying to predict where he could potentially go. Hard to imagine how it will go down. But AJ Brown not being a part of the team, yeah, it's certainly in the cards. It's certainly something that could happen. I still believe Dallas Cowboys, George Pickens deal could be something that we look at later. But I do believe there's a little more to potentially the story that Max Crosby will want to remain an LV Raider, but we'll see. Thank you, Mike, for the super chat. Let me get this other super chat. We'll open the phone lines here after I hammer through this and then go over to the Rumble real quickly. Potential mid to late first for BTJ. I'm fine either way, bro. I do still like BTJ quite a bit at the neglectful cost of entry territories that we often whisper about or hear about. I think that's a pretty flush type of move. One of those is going to be better than the other. I don't think it's one of those scenarios where they're just both equal. I think either BTJ bombs or he bounces back. And if he gets traded, he certainly has a better shot at bouncing back. If he stays stagnant in that Jaguars offense where he's playing third fiddle I don't know that it's going to be the better option, but I do think mid to late, I probably take BTJ if it's me, but certainly could see myself like 2 months from now. You ask me that question because it's evolving and I don't have all the information right now. Turbo and Bullfrog, appreciate you guys over on the Rumble side of the fence. I could see myself giving you a totally different answer and you going, but Smitty, 2 months ago, you told me to do it or not do it. It just really, it's going to be volatile, my boy. Very, very volatile. Travis Kelce, he's back. KC posted this like he never left. It's going to be a real fun year watching the Chiefs with Walker and Mahomes getting doubted and coming back from the ACL. I can't wait. Chiefs are going to be a real fun team to root for this year. Colts are locking in their quarterback, Danny Dimes, 2-year, $100 million deal. That's great news for Alec Pierce, JT. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Rodriguez, we told you about that. Bashal Tootin. Bashal with the facial. After that, it's going to be just off the hook, Bashal Tootin, unless they draft a rookie running back. And there's no free agent running backs left that are a threat. Bradley Chubb to the Bills was unbelievable. What a move. And the Bills are in it. The Bills are my favorite to be Super Bowl. I don't want to say champions, but they'll be the AFC champion if I had to pick one right now. Bills, DJ Moore, Bradley Chubb. Love where the Bills are headed. And they might not be done yet. There's still a lot of work to do. Brandon Ayuk, expected to be released. Probably has been already, right? So where does he go? Commanders are still rumors, but I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll see if that's a smart move. I don't think it's smart. Sean Tucker tendered after all. That took a change in direction. That we'll see what happens. Tungus, we like this guy. 2-year deal, $8 million. He's certainly going to be a very sneaky best ball. Promo code Smitty, Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Play 5, get 75. Link is in the description or use code Smitty. Underdog is the place to play. Link in description. They'll match your first deposit 50% all the way up to 1,000. Love drafting Naylor late. Love drafting. We have a bunch of sleepers like that you can snag. A Okonkwo, Commander. That's definitely interesting. We always like this kid, Okonkwo, but it's been a little time now since he's had his moment to really kind of flourish. He's kind of just always been doing mediocre things, kind of like Isaiah Likely in a way. And so you're just hoping he gets unlocked and it's not too late to unlock him. Aaron Jones staying in Minnesota. That's I hope he doesn't get in the way of a rookie running back that lands in Minnesota. I'm not saying he's a threat and he probably won't stay healthy, but probably makes the rookie that lands in Minnesota more of a midseason monster than maybe an out of the gate like beast. You know what I mean? So phone lines are open. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Everybody drop a tootin' in the chat, please. Whatever emoji tickles your fancy in terms of representing a tootin', drop a tootin' in the chat. Do we even have a tootin' emoji? Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I gotta add some emojis, kind of tweak them. LaQuint, very Silver-like comment by Silver. LaQuint Allen. Well, she might be right. I mean, we like him. We like LaQuint. You definitely should cuff him to the Bashal. But Coach has the peach emoji followed by the smoke. BTJ Duvall. I don't think you're paying attention, BTJ Duvall. I don't think you've paid attention to anything I've said. All right, let me merge these calls in here. All right, Travis, you are live, young man.
Hey, what's up?
Hold on 1 second. I just want to show Duvall where he went wrong here. Take a lap, Smitty. BTJ, you bum. What makes you think you're staying on this channel after this comment? What makes you think your favorite show is still available to you after this? I just don't understand. So it was nice knowing you. We tried to keep you around. And you obviously don't listen because I just explained what's going on with that. So hold on. We'll see you later. Walk of shame on the way out the door. Why would you do that? You're here every day, and you call me a bum on a live stream, and you think I'm gonna let you stay around. It's kind of wild. And then now it's gone. Now it's like, what are you gonna do at 8 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday? What are you gonna do whenever live news breaks and you want to talk football? What are you gonna do after that? I don't understand. All right, Travis. Everybody else, mute yourself, please. Travis, you're live.
Hey, so yeah, with I didn't realize until it happened, and I saw someone tweet about it, that I guess Chris Rodriguez was with Cohen in Kentucky in 2021, so there's familiarity there. So
yeah,
I wonder if I don't think they're going to use any type of high draft capital on him.
I hope not.
I think they'll be pretty comfortable with what they have with those three.
Maybe they bring
someone small and late, but
yeah, Tootin.
I think he likes those guys. I mean, he specifically drafted Tootin and Allen last year, so picked them.
Yeah, he loves Tootin. And Tootin looks so good at times. The only thing Tootin's got to work on is not fumbling the ball, and he's got to stay healthy. If he does both those things, man, he's going to go to the moon. Stays healthy and doesn't fumble the ball.
I think Rodriguez is the insurance for the health part, because Rodriguez can, he's decent, he's solid. He can, play some goal line, get some goal line work, and there if Tootin gets hurt. But I think they're going to go with Tootin.
Yeah.
The thing I called in on, though, was the AJ Brown thing. It really is feeling more and more like he could be that post-June 1 trade, just because it almost seems like the Eagles are setting the extremely high price because it would be a $40 million cap hit.
Yeah.
They trade him before. So
it certainly could.
It could be something we got to wait on.
Yeah. And, teams will there'll be less suitors for the trade because people will be filling those voids, but there'll be teams that'll be like, we're not happy with our wide receiver room. They'll be fine. They'll be able to find somebody, but they may have to lower their asking price when teams aren't in as big a need. Like right now, teams have no wide receivers filled. Even though the draft is coming, they still feel that desire to fill, and make a splash, and the fan base wants a splash. And, New England sat on their hands for a big part of the free agency. They got Dobbs, but it's like, the fan base is upset. They want answers, and BTJ sitting there available for the right team, and no team is stepping up to offer them what they want. Now, whether it's a first rounder or a second rounder, and again, if you don't think the BTJ is available, I've already explained it to you. I'm not going to continue to explain it to people that don't understand it, like the guy we just kicked. Like, you don't understand what's going on. I'm not going to sit here and hold your hand. But AJB and BTJ are there for the taking. You just have to offer enough. And it's weird to me that a team like New England doesn't, and maybe they will, maybe they'll prove me wrong later on, like you're saying. And I hope so. But it's maddening to me that New England is approaching having an L of an offseason by not getting BTJ or AJ Brown, because it is the difference maker for them, the thing that pushes them over the edge. And I just don't get how come you don't want either one of those guys if you're New England, there's so many teams that could benefit. If we just take a gander around the league. The Ravens have the money. They have the mentality right now. Like I just said, this owner wants out, and they just got their 2 first-round picks back. So now you can surrender one of them. You could have Hendrickson, keep one, and have AJB. And I think that they will explore that. KC.
Can they fit it on their cap?
I'd have to look at it, but I'm not even. They would figure it. I mean, what Lamar just did with his renegotiation probably opened the door to that, I'm sure.
Probably.
Because it opened the door to the Hendrickson money, but I think there's probably, we'll have to take a look at it. Plus, you can move so much more up front. It's such an accounting problem and not necessarily a cap problem. The other landing spots, Casey, if they're expecting Rice, they're not going to be in play for that. The Raiders would be very smart to go get BTJ, more so than AJ Brown, because they're probably still not ready for 2026, but they might be in 2027. If the Niners didn't go get Evans, I think the Niners would still be very interested. The Green Bay Packers should, but they don't know how to use a wide receiver. Trying to think of the Washington Commanders still feel like the best spot for a BTJ, especially because JD5 and BTJ connect them back together. Like, what are we doing here? How is that not the easiest trade to make right now? It's the most telegraphed move, in my opinion. BTJ, JD5, watch them go do the Ayuk thing instead. Let's go get the head case.
Well, I don't think they have the picks. They only have 6 picks in the draft. And
yeah.
I don't know. They might not have a second rounder.
Yeah, I don't know.
That could be the thing holding them up. I mean, I'd find a way to make it work, but the way these teams think.
Yeah. I wonder what they could do with the move down, or because you're certainly not giving up the 7, but I mean, if you could, let's see here. What if you swapped, Philly swapped the 23 and the 7 and then did some other pick exchange with AJB involved in that? Like that's the kind of stuff you can figure out. But
yeah, don't you think they should just take one of the rookie wide receivers there, if that's the case, if they have to give up 7?
Not if they're trading it for the 23, but then you're looking at AJ Brown and the 23rd overall pick. There'll probably be another pick swap somewhere, but that's still a really good spot, 23. I mean, there's so much talent. I would probably rather have Jordan Tyson, because I believe in Jordan Tyson. But if, let's say, Jordan Tyson were gone, then I don't know. AJB in the 23 is pretty damn good.
Yeah, I guess it would depend what else they got, with.
Yeah, and if they didn't, like, that's a creative way to talk about it too, because if some of you don't think AJB's worth the first rounder, I'm not saying he is or isn't. We're just telling you what the Eagles are asking for, a first rounder. That gives you a different feel and compensation exchange, like where it's like, okay, you're not giving them a first rounder. You're staying in the first round. You're not even moving down to the bottom. You're moving a little bit past the middle, obviously, but 23, that's a creative way to give, the Eagles what they want. Now, the Eagles would be very smart to do that and then draft Jordan Tyson, draft Carnell Tate, draft AJB's replacement instead of having AJ Brown, who they can't really just get rid of because then they're down a man. And they didn't pick up any of these free agents, taking Mike Evans and then having the maneuverability to then move AJB. It's good and bad. It'd be good because you prepared for it, but it'd be bad because then teams would not pay you. They'd overpay you because they know you're trying to get rid of them. But I mean, there's so many ways to make this work.
Yeah, and moving up that much, would make it worth it and give them that flexibility to bring in one of these players that are impact right away, that you're not going to have to develop at all. Because taking a 43 or whatever it is $1 million cap hit, that's a lot. I mean, that does stop a team like the Eagles from getting that extra player to go for it this year.
Yeah.
So I understand the hesitancy on that.
Yeah.
But if you get the 7th pick,
there's
you're
pros
moving
and
up
cons.
so much, you're getting a player that helps you now.
There's pros and cons to the pre-June 1 thing. It's like, yeah, you're saving yourself money, but do you want to buy a draft pick? So it's not just always about, I know people are saying that out there. Like, they're not doing it until June 1 and everybody's got the information. Like, you hear the news, it's a cap hit. But you're buying a draft pick. Like, the draft pick's important. There's sometimes it's worth taking a hit in a year for the future years, So it just depends on what you're able to, how you want to build. But you can't trade for Jordan Tyson. Jordan Tyson will not be available via trade using AJ Brown once he's on a team. Almost a negative % chance you could do the same move for Jordan Tyson, because drafting Jordan Tyson and owning him is different than trading the pick that could get him. You're not going to get him. So you have to decide, do you want to take the cap hit, or do you and buy a draft pick, essentially buy the positioning of the draft pick, or wait and have a lot less options on the table? And how do you fill the void? If you're trying to get rid of AJ Brown post June 1, what are you getting back to replace AJ Brown? Because you don't have the draft pick option. It's June. The draft's in April. So you got to really consider all those different aspects to it. Hold on one second, Travis. Let me go around.
They'd have to I was just going to say, I guess they'd have to hope a receiver falls, or they'd have to really like a Concepcion or a Boston or something.
Yeah, and that would make sense. That would make sense too. But I'm just saying, everybody acting like it's all about the cap hit. It's not always about that. There's the reason why teams do take, and sometimes teams will, try and take a full hit up front because they want to get it out of the way. There's a lot of other, versus dividing up into two. There's a lot of cap decisions that are made that there's reasons to do several different, of the take one avenue versus the other. Michael from San Diego, you're live.
What's going on, Smitty? Let's to bring it back to a fantasy standpoint. You helped me with that trade a few weeks ago with Bucky and Rice. I wanted to ask you another one, if that's cool, in the same league.
All right.
So this one is for Josh Allen. It's a Kyler Murray, Josh Allen swap. I'm getting K1, the 104, and Omarion Hampton for Josh Allen and my Tyler Algier. I know you can laugh. I feel like it may be an obvious accept, but it's just, for me, it's hard to lose Allen. So I just wanted your thoughts.
Wait. Say it again. You're trading Josh Allen and Algier for what?
For Kyler, Omarion Hampton, and the 104.
And it's a super
QB.
Yeah, super flex, or
it's one QB, half PPR.
And who's your quarterback if you trade Allen?
It would be Kyler and Malik Willis.
I mean, one QB though, Allen's worth and I think he's worth more than his ADP, but his ADP is, let's just call it 3.1. Hampton in any draft is going to be top, 12 overall player, like the 1.12 in a dynasty or whatever. You're getting the 1.4 on top of that, which is going to be probably Sadiq. Let's say, let's just write Sadiq in there, because I love Sadiq. So
I wouldn't take Sadiq because I have Fannin and Tucker Kraft, if that makes a difference.
It would be a running back or a wide receiver.
I'll just put Lemon in there because I don't think you're gonna get Jordan.
Yeah.
So okay, so Kyler, Hampton, Lemon, the 1.12 you said as well.
No, the 1.4, which would be Lemon, Kyler, and Hampton, and I give up, Allen and Algier.
So Josh Allen. Oh, I wrote that because that's where we're drafting Hampton. Never mind. Okay, so Hampton's ADP, if obviously crushes Josh Allen's, but I've always said that when a draft is over, Josh Allen climbs to like top 12 overall value in a dynasty, and that just shows you how undervalued quarterbacks are. This is a tough one, just because I think Josh Allen carries you, so I don't think it's something to laugh at. And Algiers could be pretty good. I don't know. I don't know that this is something I laugh at, bro.
I felt it.
You need that 1.4. Like, is that 1.4 pick going to make or break your team?
No, because you remember you guys helped me get DJ Moore, and I still have Bijan, Henry, and I have pretty good depth. I also have Jeremiah Love because of that trade as well. So
what player can you get in?
Need Hampton.
What player can you get instead of the 1.4? Like, is there can you throw DJ Moore in and upgrade this into a receiver that they have that we love? So you're getting Hampton.
He's
Kyler.
Not touching his receivers. No, we kind of went back and forth. He's not really touching it. He has Puka and Neighbors. He's not really touching receivers.
I think at the end of the day, I would rather have Hampton because I don't know that I trust the Cardinals, but I do think Algier is pretty intriguing. Like, I do believe, like, this is weird because I do believe this side will outscore this side, but it's really hard to get rid of this value in Hampton. Yeah, chat, vote on this one. This is you know what? What's the quarterback scoring? 6 points per TD pass? Is it 4?
No, it's standard. It's standard, except we do -2 for interception.
Jeez, man, I don't know. This is tough. This goes to show how much I value Josh Allen in a dynasty. He's worth the top, 15 overall pick. He really is. I don't care what anybody says. And Hampton's going right a little bit above that. So this isn't that big of a discrepancy. If Algier's the real deal in Arizona, this side's better. If Algier is a bum or can't, and they're paying him to start, if Algier's a bum, there's a real chance that this side wins, but it still doesn't like crush it because of how good Josh Allen is. And I like Willis, but I don't know. We don't know what he's going to do. We don't know what Kyler's going to do.
I agree with Travis. Travis, I just saw your comment. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I have Bijan, Henry, and the 101 already. That's kind of why I want to keep Allen, but it's just
in that case, you definitely don't do it. Make him overpay, bro.
Gotcha.
All right.
Yeah. All right. I'll try it. Thank you, man.
Yeah, that's a weird one
because at some point, someone will pay more for Allen.
Yeah.
And if Algier is even performing as a top 15 RB, his value is going to go up.
I mean, it's crazy because I think if in passing somebody be like, you got to take Hampton, but you look at, especially looking at his team with Bijan and Henry, especially just Bijan alone. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with. Oh yeah, you can hear my love. Okay, so yeah, there's no sense. Why would you dilute your quarterback situation? All right, Michael, you're live.
Hello, Smitty. Smitty, we gotta be honest here. I need to understand the reasoning behind the obsession with AJ Brown getting traded away. 2.5 years ago, he went for 1,500 yards.
Have you written this down? Are you reading this?
This is from my heart and soul, Smitty. 1,500 yards. He just went for 2.5 years ago.
What makes you think I'm not being honest? I mean, but hold on. Your downside to your call, where you put yourself in the worst position possible, is you started off with "let's be honest here," as if I'm not being honest, as if I'm misleading people, as if I don't believe what I'm saying, as if I'm wrong from Jump Street. Explain what? Explain what?
Explain why he should be traded.
Why should he be traded? I'm not here to tell you he should or should not be traded. I'm here to tell you that he's been a diva in the locker room, tried to headbutt his coach on live TV, and they want him gone. What's this have to do with me?
Yeah, no, that is true. That is true.
Anything else?
That's all.
Didn't go as planned, did it?
I love you, Smitty.
All right, see you, pal. That one's going to take a while to recover from. that one's going to take a while to recover from. First of all, just a little warning to everybody. The best thing you could do is not dial in and say, let's be honest. Let's start being honest, Smitty. Let's not be a liar. This is not going to end well. Now, Michael, if you'd like to call in, regroup, I don't want to send you off that way. I feel bad. Call back in and let's have a productive conversation. And if you want to talk about whether you think AJ Brown's better off staying in Philly for his fantasy value or something, would love to reconvene with you in a different way. Travis, go ahead. You're live again.
Coach sent a super chat.
Okay. Coach, appreciate you, my man. Let me see here. I think I got 2 of them. Yo, Coach, 2 of them. Two of them says top 3 worst offenses today. based on offensive coordinator, QB, O-line. And then this one right here, which OC QB pairs are you hyped about? Okay, then I'll answer the first one. And first of all, give you a standing ovation for dropping the super chats, my boy.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
That poor guy. Michael, call back. I feel bad. Smitty! Let's be honest. Let me merge this call. Hold on. Hey, mute yourself. I'll be right with you, okay? Thank you, pal. I'm hyped about Zach Robinson being connected to Bucky, getting Baker back going, Buka, clear winner of free agency. That would be my number one. As far as like teams that I'm worried the most about, we were worried about Stefanski, but we do love Tommy Rees. We love that Tommy Rees is play calling. We love that we're potentially going to get, especially with Tua now as the problematic lean for Stefanski. We like Tua and Penix to get the ball to London and get Bijan going. So we're kind of feeling like that's protected. I hate Matt Nagy. Matthew in New York with Scatterboo, Dart, and all. It's a disaster waiting to happen. So not excited at all about that. Not saying that it can't be overcome at times and there won't be some good fantasy football production, but Matt Nagy himself will be a disaster. And if they move on in 1 year, it'll be good for the Giants. And maybe there's not as much damage to this thing as we think. Those come to mind as the things. And then I'd say Halfley. Halfley in Miami's
Houston's
awful.
a little worrisome.
Houston. Oh yeah. Thank you. Houston's the worst. Caley's awful. The fact that Houston kept Caley was beyond madness. And Halfley, he's not the offensive coordinator. He's the head coach in Miami. And so we'll see if he really holds back the offense too much. But I do like Willis a lot. So hopefully that can, I would say, yeah, those are the ones that concern me. Thank you, Coach. Good question. And real quickly, before I head over to the 412 caller, I think Michael's back. Michael, or is it Michael? Yeah, Michael. Michael, what's up? You back? Appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm back, Smitty. I'm back.
All right, let's hit this off on. Listen. Yeah, go ahead.
Listen, man. Overall, when we're talking about shipping AJ Brown off, where everyone's so caught up in the appeal of like, oh, Josh Allen's going to throw him the ball, or Drake May's going to throw him the ball. Drake May has never faced adversity like that in the league. He had an easy schedule to get to the Super Bowl.
He's brand new.
As soon as he gets to the Seahawks, he got ran down. And I like Drake May. Let's be for real.
Michael, he's brand new to the league. Michael, he's still learning. He's got the best deep ball stats in the league, bro. I mean, come on. I
like Drake May, but
you don't like Drake May. You can't like Drake May given what you just said.
No, I like Drake May. But
you can't.
We've seen
You no longer get to say you like Drake May when you just crapped all over him saying he can't get the ball to AJ Brown. How do you like Drake May when you just look? I thought we weren't going to yell at each other. How do you like Drake May when you just said he couldn't get the ball to AJ Brown? How can you sit here and tell me you like Drake May?
Oh, I never said that.
What'd you say?
I never said he can't get the ball to AJ Brown.
You said what? You just expect him to throw it to?
I'm saying we've seen it done before at a high clip with him on the Eagles. Why do we want the risk?
Who says we want? Who says we want any of it? Okay, number one. I don't sit here every day when we talk AJ Brown ever mentioning what I necessarily even want. Number two, yeah, he isn't being fed properly. We saw that for a whole season. What are you talking about? That's why he's crying and complaining. They didn't throw him the football last year. His quarterback throws for 99 yards on occasion. What are you talking about?
Oh, my gosh. That's a coaching problem. Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl winning MVP quarterback.
It's an Eagles fan.
Okay. He put A.J. Brown for 1,500 yards.
Bro, you're just...
I got one question. If you could trade Jalen Hurts for Drake May to put him on the Eagles right now, would you do it?
No, he wouldn't. No. He doesn't like Drake May.
That's all you need to know.
Bro. It's mentality. You don't know if Drake May can handle the pressure of playing in Philly.
Bro, you just said in so many words, what do you think? AJ Brown's just he's put him on the team, he's just gonna throw to him. Drake May hasn't been able to handle this or that. You just said all that. Now you're saying you didn't say it. You're saying you like Drake May, but you're saying that if A.J. Brown went to the Patriots, that Drake May would have a tough time getting him the ball. That's what you just said in so many words.
I never said that.
Yes, you did. Then what did you say?
I never said that.
Then what did you say?
I'm saying we don't want the risk. Keep A.J. Brown where he's at. Obviously, it's
We don't want that. So you're saying he can't do it. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I think I'm more confident in Jalen Hurts being able to give A.J. Brown productive fantasy.
Michael, you're clearly an Eagle fan. We can smell it.
I'm a Dolphins fan, actually.
No, you're not. You can say that till you're blue in the face. You're sitting here arguing that Jalen Hurts is this monster superstar who just crapped the bed last year. You're saying that AJ Brown's proven in Philly when he isn't. Right now, AJ Brown's underutilized in Philly. Now you're blaming it on the offensive coordinator, which is understandable, but you have nothing to prove that is changing in 2026. You're saying, why risk it putting AJ Brown with the quarterback that is one of the best deep throw quarterbacks in NFL history off of a season where he didn't have anybody to throw to? I mean, what? What do you mean, what?
What? One of the best deep threats in NFL history. What are we talking about? He has 1 year of a sample size practically.
He had a season.
1 year was one of the best.
He played bum.
Michael, there's no talking to you, bro. He's literally, his season was unheard of, and he has no one to throw to, and he's trying to get AJ Brown, but you're standing in his way.
We've seen. How many quarterbacks have we seen pop off their second year and then take a nose
Okay.
dive?
Oh, so we're just gonna let's throw a blanket on this thing. Let's throw a blanket. This is logical. Let's blame everybody else.
It is logical.
Let's blame everybody else.
It's
not. This is his third year he's going into. Michael, pay attention.
The internet is forever, dude. We can go. We'll come back.
Michael, you don't know what you're saying. I'm sorry. I appreciate you, but we're done. We're done with this. We're done. No.
Finish him.
You won't be back.
Yeah, you won't be back.
You won't, because it's not.
I thought I'd give him another try, but Big Mike didn't bring the thunder on that one either. That was almost as bad as the first call. All right, let me go. Who else is on the phone line? 412. Tread lightly. You're live.
Hey, Smitty, how are you?
I'm good, buddy.
Pretty feisty couple calls.
Yeah,
it off,
it is what it is, bro. This is where you sound like glorious or worse. So go ahead.
A lot of pressure, but yeah, I just appreciate the advice you gave me a few days ago, just about knowing how to navigate those waters. I was curious how you feel about the New Orleans Saints for next year.
I'm excited.
I like Kellen Moore a lot.
Yeah.
And, I think. Just a little bit of background. I took Drake May in like the 12th or 13th round last year.
Hit that subscribe button if you're new.
For me, I kind of like getting the young quarterbacks that could have a big bounce just due to a good offseason around him.
Drake May.
I feel like the Saints could. Yeah, well, for me, I don't know. I just like getting a lot of good young quarterback value in later rounds, and I think the Saints could take advantage of their weak division. And
bro, you coming after that other call is hard to miss. Everything you're saying is just amazing to me. I agree with what you're saying. I'm not making fun of you. I'm saying you're saying logical things, and they look even better right now. That guy. All right. Yeah, I love the Saints this year. I don't know that it's gonna be hard for the Saints to make the playoffs, obviously, but this is gonna be a team that, like the Detroit Lions were the year before they became something very dangerous. You could see it coming. I think that anything's possible. I mean, you look at the division. The way they make the playoffs is winning the division, which you could laugh at, but they could win it with let's say everybody got ravaged with injuries. Stefanski crapped the bed. Bryce Young failed, and Baker gets hurt or doesn't bounce back. There's a world where you have 9 or 10 wins and you win the division. It's a pretty volatile division. But past that crazy outcome, right? They have a really, really good team. Everything you said is correct. Stroud's exciting. Very exciting. I don't know what he'll become, but I'm very excited to see it happen. Olave, he's got to stay healthy, but he did last year. And then, do they draft, what do they draft, or now that they don't need to draft Jeremiah Love, what do they draft to help support what they have now, and you add ETN to the mix? It's very exciting. It's a very exciting team. And, would I have rather had Jeremiah Love there? Probably, than ETN, but that's how much I like the Saints. I think it's a good spot. But I think ETN's fantastic. So I agree with everything you said.
Yeah. I must have just got pretty lucky this year because, I got Pickens in the 6th round. I just cut off work.
That's
I'm
skill.
Tired. I got
that's skill, my boy.
I was going to say
I got the Seattle receiver.
Bro, we talked about Pickens all
in the 4th round.
We talked about Pickens all off season long, bro. That wasn't luck. That was skill. Nice work.
Yeah. So for me, I'm just trying to win the draft in those middle and late rounds, and I don't know. I figure with your guys' wisdom, there could be a team lying in the in the grass, just like maybe the Saints or some bad team, and they get a big bounce the next season due to a good off season.
If I had to predict, the Patriots were, if you would have said the Patriots were going to the Super Bowl this time last year, you got laughed at in the face, right? So if I was to try and predict one team to be that team, laugh in your face, turnaround. I mean, look, the Raiders, the Titans, the Saints, and if it wasn't for Nagy, I would say the Giants. Washington's too big of a name. I think they will be a turnaround team, but you have to dig deep, right? I'm digging Raiders. I'm not saying it's happening. I'm just saying that New England was a complete joke of a Super Bowl pick. So what are the jokes? The jokes are the Saints, Raiders, Titans, I think, are the worst of those.
I think those are the three.
Yeah, not saying that even one of them makes the playoffs, but if we're trying to dig deep. Now, of the middle range teams, that fell off and we're wanting them to bounce back, obviously, Washington kind of is my favorite. I think Dallas is going to be really, really good. I think, Washington's probably my favorite. If I had to pick one of the lower three, I'd say Titans. If they get Jeremiah Love, this could be.
That'll be an amazing offseason if they cap it off with that.
I would have loved.
Are you worried at all about?
No. More worried about what?
Do you worry at all about Robert Saleh though? Because I know he's more of a defensive guru than.
No, I got Dable. No, Dable's there.
They got Dayball, yeah.
Yeah, Dable's he's doing
balance.
It. Yeah, no. So Saleh is fine. So the thing we got to remember about Saleh, bro, is Saleh was in New York. You could probably stick Ben Johnson on that Jets team the year Saleh failed, and Ben Johnson would have failed. I think
he was
judging
way too much.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's his first time, in that position, and then you had Aaron Rodgers kind of leaning over you, and it was it's kind of like that boss that becomes a boss for the first time, and he doesn't know how to discipline anybody at first, and so he's he could be really good. He just didn't do a good job because Aaron Rodgers is like his senior, and he had to lure him, and so then when you do that, it's like you're giving a lot to sacrifice getting him in the door. I don't know. I think Salah is going to have a different. He learned a lot, and I think he's such a good motivator that he's only as good as his offensive coordinator. So I think now that you're talking about Dable versus anything else, and then you give him a new team, it's going to be completely different. But he will only be as good as Dable can be, so we'll see. But I think Dable's fantastic with quarterbacks. Cam Ward will definitely progress. They could go in the other direction. There's no guarantee the Titans turn it around, but I think they're a really intriguing situation. All right, my boy. Appreciate you calling in.
I appreciate the call.
All right, later, bro. Call back anytime. We'll be live tonight. All right, this last caller, then over to Travis. Then we're out of here. We'll be back at midnight. 440, you're live.
Hi, Smitty. Thanks for taking my phone call.
What's up, my boy?
Who will be drafted first, Breece Hall or Travis Etienne?
That's actually a really good question. I think we probably see. I think ETN's had a later ADP than Breece Hall by a little bit, but I think now ETN does start to climb above because the Jets are just. People are going to start really fearing. Like they haven't really. No one's really settled in that he's a Jet yet. It's kind of like he's tagged, but he still could get traded. He could get traded on the tag. But we're all starting to realize that's probably not going to happen. And it sucks.
ETN.
And that means he's probably
30. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if the switch already happened, but a week ago or 4 days ago, ETN was going after Hall. But Hall's going to fall to 4 on the consistent if he hasn't already dipped in there. And ETN's going to climb to the bottom of 3 or mid 3 is my prediction.
That's great.
Hall's at 31.4 and ETN's 32.9. So they're moving.
Oh, they're right there.
Yeah, but I would take ETN.
One other question: Ibuka or Olave?
Well, I think there's different angles here. Dynasty, redraft. I'll kind of cover it all, and I'll just say that I want Olave in redraft. You're drafting them like rounds apart, bro. So there's no question that Olave's got more redraft value. But in Dynasty, there is a world where, in my mind, if I can swap the two and get more with Ibuka, I want that all day long. And if I'm in a box later on where I have to pay the exact same price, and I think even in Dynasty, you're paying a little bit more for Olave over Ibuka. But if I had to pay the same price, I do think Ibuka can become the next St. Brown. Plain and simple. So, I mean, he already proved it for half a year, The
Saints could draft a wide receiver, too, high, which affects Olave's dynasty value.
Yeah.
And I also have a technical question.
All right.
I've been trying to send in super chats, but it just won't let me anymore.
Oh, that's okay. Well, there is a way
Rumble.
to do. Yeah, you can. Do you have Rumble?
I do, but I don't use it.
Okay.
It's just YouTube's on here. I pay for the premium, so
yeah. Why won't it let you? What's it show you?
It won't take it. It just keeps on saying my credit card's no good.
Well, you gotta connect whatever card to your phone, and maybe reestablish.
Yeah, it's all linked in there. I mean, I buy stuff all the time, but something with your site just won't let it send through.
All right. Well, look, email me right now through my thefantasyfootballshow.com. I'll send you the PayPal email address. And then if you ever, no pressure, but if you ever do it and then you tell me in the chat, hey, Smitty, I dropped you a PayPal, I'll put your question right up, like that, if you need to do it that way. Okay? Appreciate
thank
you,
you
bro.
very much. And thanks, Travis. Take care, you guys.
All right. Who is this again? Who is this called? Who is this? It sounds like, is this Jotes?
It's Jack of all trade.
Okay, Joe. Yeah, it sounds like Jotes. I was like, it sounds like Jotes. Yeah, email me, Jotes, and I'll send you the PayPal or whatever. All right, appreciate you, bro.
Okay, take care. Bye.
Later, man. I didn't hear him say Jotes at first.
Yeah, I thought it might be. Yeah, and if he chooses to do it that way, I'll see it in the chat too if he does it. So.
Okay, yeah, and Jotes, if you do it, put like a bunch of like fire emojis. Hey, I PayPal the super chat and fire emojis, so like 4 or 5 in a row, something like that. But I don't know. I hear that a lot. Like, and usually it's I think it's fixable. Like Gump's always like, I don't know how to put super chat. I don't know how to do it. It's like he just gives up right away. It doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't. It's got to work, bro. Come on. I'm not saying Jotes sounds like he's running into an actual error, but Gump would always be like, I don't know how to. Just hit the $sign, Gump. It's right there. And Denny's been trying to get on the show lately, but he calls it when we're not live. He just calls randomly. I see missed calls all the time. I don't know what he's doing. All right, Travis, final thoughts, and then we're out of here. Rumble, appreciate you. We'll be back at 8 p.m. Oh God, it's almost 8
so,
p.m. It's almost 8 p.m. now.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
We
what
probably
doing about that?
we probably just have to stay alive. Yeah, let's just stay alive. We probably won't go much past 8 p.m. We'll go like into like the 8:15, 8:20, 8:30. So we're just gonna stay alive. There's no sense in leaving. 25 minutes starting a live stream. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back. Phone lines are open. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
About.
We ain't going anywhere. We're not ending. We're not ending. We're staying. Dial into the show. God, I can't believe it's already 8. It's geez, almost 8 p.m. All right, Travis, what are your thoughts on Kyler? Let's go back to the Kyler Murray conversation. The buzz is O'Connell's going to have a mic drop moment. Kyler's going to be his guy. I think Kyler's got tons of upside and appeal. I know he's got a lot of risk as well, but I mean, damn, man, I think people are underestimating his ability, if all things fall properly, to have a revitalized career and fantasy value. Like, honestly, like that trade earlier where the guy was making the Josh Allen trade and we're just discarding Kyler like he was nothing. We all might very well have a different take on Kyler's fantasy value within, 6 months. Like, we might be looking at this thing very, very differently and saying, Kyler's top 7 fantasy football score. Like, it could happen under O'Connell. It's not a lock by any means, and it certainly takes a leap of faith. And he's definitely burned bridges in our minds, right? But Arizona was never the place for him.
Yeah, if Kyler is healthy and starting, he's a top 12 fantasy quarterback. Easy. Like, probably a top 10 guy, just because of his running and he can throw the ball and move around. And so that fantasy standpoint, I'm not all that worried about him. And like in that trade, it wasn't bad at all because he had 2 kicks at the can with Kyler and Malik Willis. It was just that his running backs were so good and he had Josh Allen. Josh Allen is just such a peace of mind just to have in that spot and not even worry about. But, the only thing I worry about is that, I worry a little bit about can he truly feed JJ. And that's all I care about, And I think he's in the best place to revitalize his career. If you look at all the other places he could have gone, He goes to Atlanta, he's in competition with Penix. I mean,
hey,
people will say he's in competition with J9, but I don't think so.
No. Hey, real quickly, Jotes, if you have Cash App, I could do that too. I forgot about that. I should put that on the screen somewhere. I should put it in the description. This is my last day on Earth without Gunners. These right here. Coach, what pair did you get? And thank you for the super chat. What pair of Gunners did you get? Anybody else wants a pair of Gunners?
The Gunner Player of the Week. Brought to you by Gunner.com.
I will never wear a different pair. I don't even care if let's say Gunners, let's say the Gunner called me up and they're like, "Hey, Smitty, you go shove it." I'd say, "Okay, that sucks, but I'm still gonna wear them because I love them. I've wore them from the beginning. The original OG glasses that I wore, I still have them. They're Gunners, and I've always wore Gunners, and they're blue light blocking. So anybody saying, why are you wearing sunglasses? I'm not wearing sunglasses. I'm wearing blue light blockers. The original OGs are these right here. This is when you see me, you'll recognize me. Like if you saw me on the street and I was wearing these, you might not know who I am. But if you saw me and I turned the corner and I'm wearing these, you're like, that's me! Because these were the OG. Remember these? These are I always mix up if it's the Maverick. Yeah, these are the Mavericks. These are the Mavericks. These are the OGs, man. I love these. These are fantastic. They leave a little indent here sometimes when you wear them, but these are still probably my favorites. They're all blue light blocking. These right here are the Clicks glasses. It's actually this one right here. I like these. These are really, really badass. They come in a dark amber orange. Well, I don't know if they actually make the dark amber outside of prescription anymore. But those are right here. They're called Amber Max. And it's the same one that is on screen here, this amber color. But these amber max are the same as these. They're just one's got the sun tint, sunglass tint. This one has the amber max tint. I like these two. These are awesome. Why don't I wear these more? These are amazing. What did Coach say he was getting? What pair?
Did he answer?
Coach, did you answer? What pair are you getting? And then Coach asked another question here. He said, redraft when to take Garrett Wilson, where to take Garrett Wilson, 4th round. I wish I knew, man. Garrett Wilson might be the hardest player to draft this year because he's a top 7 to 10 wide receiver, and we don't even know. It might be a worse situation than with JJ. I would say, like,
as of now, it's Geno. His QB.
He got the Amber Onyx Vertex. I think I have those. Hold on. Those are the ones that I love. I think they're right here.
Vertex.
Yeah, these are the ones I've been wearing lately because they actually Vertex Onyx. These ones, right? Right here? Are these, Coach? Yeah, man. You know what's crazy? Like, these feel great. The clicks feel really good. They're really lightweight. I love the way they feel. These right here are the most solid out of every single pair that they have. This is the most solid pair. They're very light, but they feel really, really solid when you put them on. They're just they're super comfortable, and I love these. I love these. I think this is the one that you got. Low profile. Yeah, these are awesome. I love these. These are one of my favorite. If I was to watch TV with one of them, it would be these. Because the blue light blocking is what you do with them. Use code Smitty. Get 15% off. Let them know I sent you. I'll wear the Onyx on behalf of you, my guy, Coach. Thank you. Let me put these away real quick. I've got so many different pairs. Travis, you have the Witcher.
The Witcher with the yellow lenses.
Okay. Yeah, I like these. Okay, what else are we talking about here? What were we talking about? Did anybody on the phone line just waiting patiently and I'm just bring them? No.
So someone was talking about just Jeremiah Love in Tennessee, and one thing I was going to say earlier was that Tennessee and New England. I mean, Tennessee did get Wandale, but Tennessee and New England have basically rebuilt or added everything they needed to their defense through free agency. So that frees up all their draft picks, or as many draft picks as they want, to put towards offense or to make trades. So, I think someone was asking, should Tennessee take a running back at 4? They can afford to. They don't have to worry about other positions right now.
Yeah. I agree.
Not to mention he's a, franchise changer for an offense, especially with a young QB like Ward.
Yeah. This guy's asking a question. Day, thank you for the super chat. Day, appreciate you. Little standing nod for you there, pal. Superflex, PPR, T-Law, and Algier or Genty. I already have May and Dart, but my other running back is easy Genty, bro. Not even close, man.
Genty, yeah.
I mean, I'm drafting Genty ahead of T-Law in Superflex anyway. And I like Algier, but so 100% Genty, especially with your quarterbacks. But 100% Smitty approved that trade. Boom. Thank you for the super chat, my boy. I love that trade for you, especially for you. Now, I pulled off, we have the official The Fantasy Football Show Dynasty League. I created one last year. I might do a second one. And, for all you amazing super chatters out there, I feel like I'm obligated sometimes to, reward everyone for, with a league or something. So we might do something soon. But here's the trade that I got. Tell me I'm wrong. And that this being a home run. Let me see. Tell me what you think about this trade. I don't think you're in this league, Travis. I don't think you are. You're in almost every one, but I think this one. Vampy's in this one. So this was the winner. Get Burrowed won. He won the league last year. I received Bowers, Olave, and Nakua. They got all of my fab for 2026. McBride, Gadsden, and JJ. I think I crushed that.
I think you crushed it, and I think if you put it in your trade calculator,
yeah, yeah, and it would say add somebody, but the $100 extra fab, that could end up leading to something amazing, because if there is a Puka Nacua or Kyron of the year, this person's gonna have $200 to spend on it. But this was a great move.
You got an extra Olave basically.
I know, that's kind of the way I looked at it.
Unless Gadsden explodes.
Who's Get Burrowed? This watching right now, speak up. If you want to call in too, I'd love to talk to you about this. Now, they offered me this trade and I missed it, and then they withdrew it, I think. And then I was like, hey, I missed it, and they put it back up. And I'll be honest, it took me about 2 minutes to click it, because it's kind of like it pulls at your heartstrings a little bit. It's like JJ, I do think he's going to rebound and become a top 5 wide receiver again. Gadsden, I think, is going to be a monster. McBride, he's got even if you believe Bowers can be as good or better, McBride's got so much trade value right now. And then the $100 fab. So for a minute there, I was pausing, going, it's a confusing trade, because you're giving up, you're getting the best player in the deal, potentially in Puka, at least for now. You're giving up the second best player in the deal and a guy that could be just as good as Puka and JJ if everything returns to normalcy. So it does, and Olave is a concussion away from this being an even trade. And then he ends up just, getting, but then when you break it down though, if you, just real basics, you take out Bowers and McBride, take out Puka and Jefferson. Yeah. Look at it like that. It's like Olave's free. That's the way my mind worked. Right. Puka's got some injury risk, but, I get Olave, or Olave's got injury risk, but I got Puka. Yeah. So. Who's Get Burrowed? Call in if you're around.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I don't know. I forget who that is. Yeah.
I mean, you could say, if JJ bounces back to that top 5, his side might have a little less risk, because it seems like McBride is just going to truck along and be that top 3 tight end for the next few years anyways. So.
Yeah. Who was Get Burrowed? I don't know if I know who this is. I don't know. I forget who it is. Yeah, I think I did good. I think I did good. My team in this league, it's a dynasty. It's the official dynasty league of the Fantasy Football Show. So we did a follower league. We did a contest for it. I have Mahomes. Obviously, I still love long term. Bucky, Harvey, Puka, Olave, Brock Bowers, Devontae Smith, Zach Charbonnet. So it's a pretty good team. Got kind of screwed on Benson. I got rid of my first, my second, and my third round picks somehow. I forget where. At what point. I got a 20. I think I got rid of my 27s too. But my team's nice. I like it.
Say F them picks sometimes.
Yeah, I do. But yeah, I think I got a good squad. Bucky, Mahomes, Harvey, Puka, Olave, Bowers, Devontae Smith, Zach Charbonnet coming back. I think it's a pretty good squad. I think it could definitely win any given one of the next 2 or 3 years. All right, phone lines are open. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I love the guy. I love the guy that called earlier. What was his name? Michael. That his argument about AJB is so weird, because it's not even rooted in any of the things we're talking about. It's like, why do you want AJ Brown gone? Don't you know he's in the right place? As if A, I control any of it, and B, even though we haven't been discussing it from what does it, I don't think I have once said it's good for AJ Brown lately. I think the only thing you hear me say is Drake May goes to the moon. who's going to get AJB,
Right.
what's going to happen to that quarterback that gets him. I don't think I've ever stopped to reflect in the other direction and to say, if you're an AJB owner, you want this. Like, I don't think I probably have neglected that side of it, to be honest with you. So for him calling that, pretending to call me out, made me realize I haven't even discussed that side much. So, like, how off base is he to even, like, suggest that that's my motive or whatever? But the truth of the matter is, if we're being honest, AJB is underutilized in his current situation. I don't know how hard it is.
His targets.
Yeah, how difficult is it to understand that? And then when you bring that up to somebody that's hell-bent against it, their answer is, well, this year it won't be. Well, then you have no leg to stand on. Where did AJB finish? He finished like 11 or 12 last year. Could have easily finished higher. The man had how many targets? He got a lot. He got a lot.
121 targets. He should be 140 target guy minimum. You know.
Yeah, and he got a lot near the end, but at the beginning of the year, it was like 1,
Yep.
8, 10, 9, 8, 9, 6. And then they started to feed him. When they fed him, they lost. But the bigger concern would be the man had 1,003 yards. He barely had 1,000-yard season because his quarterback sometimes couldn't even throw for 100 yards. Jalen Hurts couldn't even throw for 100 yards on occasion. And Jalen Hurts finished as QB what? 10? He just hit a Pro Bowl.
Right.
You can't believe what you're saying here. Mahomes missed how many games? And he barely finally fell. He missed one. Let's see. He got injured in week 14. So 14, 15, 16, 17. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Missed 6 games in a row and barely fell behind Jalen Hurts after missing the entire last 6 games. This is crazy, man.
Yeah, weeks 1 to 8, he got 6.8 targets a game. From week 9 on, he got 9.6.
All right, let's switch out.
He went way up in targets.
Let's switch out the Gunners again. I'm gonna wear the Amber Max clicks because I haven't been wearing these and I love these, man. I love them. I'm doing it live. But I do love the Onyx, man. Coach, you're gonna love them. They're so comfortable. And when you put them on, you're gonna know what I'm saying. It feels like you're putting on space shuttle material. It's like it's so solid, light, but like it feels like it's almost like a vehicle. The way you run your hands across a Corvette or something. It's like these feel like glasses, but they're comfortable and they're very functional and they're amazing. I love the way these feel. But the Onyx feel just crazy material. All right, what time? We got 7 minutes before the 8 p.m. show was going to begin, and then we're going to go a little bit past that and then be back at midnight. But we probably won't stay a ton into the 8 p.m. show. We'll probably just end around like 5:15, 5:20. But the phone lines are open. Dial in, dial in, dial in. Is there any other news breaking right now at all? I don't even know if there's
been like a couple defensive trades have gone on. Nothing like really huge.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Earlier, they announced Dallas Goedert's opt-out or void date or whatever is until Friday. So he can't even sign with anyone, or they're potentially trying to work out a deal for him to stay.
Yeah, that was odd and a reminder that there's some ins and outs of free agency that we don't remember, like can occur. And just like Deshaun Tucker got tendered all of a sudden, it's like, whoa. You forget some of these decisions are not final. It's like Sean Tucker wasn't tendered and everyone's accepting it like gospel. And then all of a sudden Sean Tucker gets tendered. That was an intriguing situation. I don't know if they're expecting him to get taken. What else is going on here? Cowboys are also trading Solomon Thomas to the Titans. Both teams are swapping 7th round picks.
And then the Titans turned around and traded away someone, or was it? For like a 7th rounder or something, but a defensive player.
That was crazy interesting. You are live. Who is this and where are you calling from?
Oh, and Cowboys.
New Age.
New Age. What'd you say, Travis?
No, I was just going to say Cowboys also traded a defensive tackle, pretty good one, to San Fran.
Hold on, boys. Let me merge this call, too. You're live. Who is this and where are you calling from? I'm going to put you on hold, but I just want to know who we're talking to here.
This is Gump. What's
Gump! We got New Age. I got New Age. I got Gump. I got Travis. I got the boys in town. All we need is Denny to call in.
I've got the barbecue. I got BBQ going. I'm doing barbecue chicken right now. I did trout out of Lake Michigan. I did steaks.
Gump.
Did potatoes and barbecue chicken.
All right, Gump, hang tight real quick. Don't go anywhere. New Age Outlaw, appreciate
Roger.
you. Yeah.
You want me to mute?
All
right.
Yeah, just real quickly. If you're quiet, you can unmute. But I just want New Age Outlaw. He was talking when I merged your call in. So New Age, go ahead. You're live.
All
and
right,
then over.
Top secret. Okay. All right.
Then over to Gump.
Hey, I was just wondering, what's your opinion? Like, I'm not sure about if Murray goes to the Vikings. How does he play? Does he have experience in the cold playing ever?
They're inside.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. But I mean, will he face more cold weather teams? You mean?
Well, I know he's going to face more. I just wanted to know if he has experience in that.
Yeah, I mean,
in order to take the division.
Yeah, he's played in some cold weather, but would I consider him a great cold weather quarterback? We haven't seen him play great in a while, so I don't know what he is anymore. But I wouldn't worry too much about that because, that's not necessarily. We just don't know. Kyler has not been supported enough to even come to that conclusion. It's a good question, but thank goodness he won't have to deal with that at home or whatever. But maybe he does face. I don't know. I have to look at the schedule, but yeah, he'd probably face maybe a couple more cold weather games potentially. But then again, we don't know what the schedule looks like. They could have a lot of home games down the stretch, and when it gets cold, who knows? Kind of hard to say.
Okay, and then the last thing, I want to hear Gump's opinion, because I think, did the Lions get Bridgewater?
Yeah, Gump, you want to speak to your quarterback room, Gump?
We got Bridgewater? We pick up Teddy again?
Gump, speak to your quarterback room, Gump.
Well, we got Teddy. I love Teddy. You know that. I'm a Teddy fan. But the Bears just picked up another left tackle, and the Lions didn't pick up a left tackle. Decker's gone. I need something more out of Holmes. I need a little bit more.
Hey, Gump,
come on.
are you here to admit you're wrong about Morton? Are you here to admit that Morton was not a good offensive coordinator choice and that Ben Johnson should have probably been your head coach, not Campbell?
Morton was horrible. You're downright horrible. But the big question, and I mean the big question, after 2 years of Pacheco out, the first year coming from an ACL, whatever it was, now he's 2 years removed from that. He looked good at the end of the season. I think that was a good pickup. What do you think, Smitty?
Gibbs to the moon. No, regardless, it doesn't matter if it's Monty or Pacheco. But I think Pacheco is probably the right man for the job. The player that you're going to be, you're giving Monty or Pacheco that 2, 3, 4 yard work up the gut, trying to create room and space and get the defense to be a little bit more honest. And that's all you're asking for. If he breaks off a big one, good. But you're giving all the good work to Gibbs anyway. So it's a good move. I mean, considering you lost Monty, he was the best option to grab. Would I rather have a rookie if I'm the coach? Yeah. Would I rather have a rookie there from a fantasy perspective and I own Gibbs? No, because I want a lesser running back there like Pacheco. I want Gibbs to not have to face a Jonah Coleman at the goal line. So I think it's a great move for fantasy. And Pacheco is probably one of the better free agent running backs that was on the board. So,
okay, and of course, we have to talk about Skywalker going to the Chiefs. What the heck? I'm not going to get him this year, am I?
He's talking about Kenneth Walker, by the way, guys, if anybody's wondering. Skywalker. I don't know that you're going to have to overpay. I think there's a real world where Kenneth Walker, the Skywalker, we call him, there's a real chance he goes as high as the bottom of 2 at some point. I'm not saying he's going to lock in there. I have no idea how high he's going to go, but he's a real easy player to like. He's one of the top 3 running backs in the league in yards after contact every year. He's such he makes people miss type of player, and he's going to probably be fed 12 plus touchdowns on the ground, or 12 total at least, but maybe 10 on the ground. 13, 14 total touchdowns is certainly in the cards for him. It's going to be a wild year. The only crutch, the only downside is injury risk. That's it. There's nothing that's going to stand in his way of being a 1,500 total yard player with 12 to 14 touchdowns, except for injury, which is a big concern. And we'll see what they do with the backup role, whether it's going to be Brashard or an incoming rookie. But certainly feel like Walker is a cakewalk of a pick anywhere in like the 18 to 25 overall. Or 18 to 28 overall, let's say. But right now he's going to climb to the top of 3, probably bottom of 2. So can you get him? Yeah, Gump. Just draft him in the second round.
I've had Kenny Walker for the last 5 years. Or 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, whatever it's been, ever since he's been in the league. Is it the big year? Is he the number 1 NFL running back in the NFL? Give me like 5 top running backs. What do you think who's going to be running for the top 5?
Okay, I think I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, Gumpy. We missed you, Gump. We missed you, your belligerent self. Gibbs, Bijan, 1 and 2. I believe Jeremiah Love is going to be 3 or 4. Okay? I think Hampton and Genty are in the mix for a top 5 as well. Genty's clearly capable of being that 3. You got Achane, who's probably going to be, right there with Genty and Hampton. Just arguably this 3, 4, 5 territory is so similar. Somebody hung up. I don't know if you want to call back. This is really, really close right here between Hampton, Genty, and Achane and Love. Honestly, it's like this grouping of 4 right here. And then after that, you start getting into the JT, Chase Brown, Walker, ETN territory, and Bucky's in that mix for that too. But I think there's a reasonable way. There's within reason you could argue Walker and JT are next after these 4. So that's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Walker could legitimately be running back 6, 7, 8 in my mind. Now, where do you pay for him? Probably JT still going ahead of him, and probably Chase Brown and Walker start getting debated, where you're going to have Walker go ahead of Chase Brown. Sometimes Chase Brown go ahead. So it's going to look a little something like this. Does that make sense, Gump, or are you the one that hung up? I heard someone hang up.
I'm here. I'm listening.
Oh, that was.
I'm listening.
I don't know who hung up, but you can call back, pal, whoever it was. Might have been New Age that hung up, actually.
Well,
New Age, call back. Gump, what do I have wrong here? Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me who you're moving around.
What do you mean?
From my ranking here that I've got here. There's running back rankings. Rough ranking. Gibbs,
I hate to bust your bubble here. But I think it's Skywalker. You gave him the name, Skywalker. He was a bad to the bone back in the day.
You mean bust my bubble?
Andy Reid loves to run the ball.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mahomes is coming off injury. I love Bucky, but I'm talking about the number 1 guy. I believe it's Kenny Walker.
Number 1?
You've seen him in the Super Bowl. What? Number 1 overall. He's gonna take the crown.
Over your man Gibbs.
Bro, where's your loyalty, Gump? Where's your loyalty?
Well, what did the Lions do? Did they pick up a new left tackle, or did they let the Bears snag him right in front of them?
Hey, Gump. As much as I love Walker, what we bet a bucket of chicken that Kenny Walker is the number 1 running back?
Listen, I got a business deal coming down. Listen carefully.
Okay, we're all ears.
I got a business deal going down. Listen, I got a business going down. We're going to eat me and you are going to Phoenix. I'm going to eat at one of them high-class restaurants.
Okay.
And, bring Miss Smitty, of course. Yeah, just bring that. And we're going to eat. If this deal happens.
I don't
no,
think
no. Listen,
he's coming.
No, I'm telling you. I'm telling you like Gump. I cut that grass for free real soon. I might be cutting that grass for free real soon.
Gump, answer my question.
What?
Are we wagering a bucket of chicken that Walker's? We'll call him top two running back.
A three-piece. A three-piece.
Three-piece chicken meal.
I'll do a three. I'll make it a 5-piece. I'm not stingy.
Okay.
I'm not stingy.
Now, Gump, last time you lost, you never paid up. I had to literally do like a double or nothing to have you win. Listen.
All you have to do is give me your name. Just go to Walmart and pick it up. You can go to any Walmart in the whole state of freaking.
I'm not picking up a 5-piece chicken meal at Walmart, Gump. I want like actual.
I might throw some.
Walmart chicken.
I've never heard of Walmart chicken before.
I mean, I'll Walmart you the money.
You'll Walmart me the money. I've never heard of Walmart money. What is this?
Western Union them the money.
Can't you just super chat like a normal person? I don't mind losing the 30% to YouTube if you just not have me go down to Walmart to collect. What is this?
I'll try to get Stevie to get me straightened out.
Okay. So Walker, this is our challenge. Walker, top 2 running back. And I hate that I'm betting against Walker, right? But it's just like you're a little overzealous. So top 2 running back. Done deal? Shake?
Yep, five piece.
Okay. You guys heard it. And I hate that I'm rooting against Walker on this, but I don't think he'll be 2. So I think I'm safe.
Yeah.
You might be one.
You're going to Walmart me the money? Can someone in the chat tell me what he means by Walmart me the money? I don't know what that means. I haven't been in a Walmart in years.
I go to Walmart. I give them the money. I give them your name, and you can go to any Walmart and go up to the counter and you say, I'm so-and-so.
Western Union
is it Western
Union?
No,
it's not. No, it's Walmart to Walmart. No, it's Walmart to Walmart.
I'm here for my $5.55.
No, I'll do better than that.
It's under Smitty.
The fee's going to be more.
Miss Smitty's got to eat too. Shoot.
It's under. Well, what are we sharing a 5-piece? A 5-piece is a 5-piece. Are you telling me you're going to go above and beyond 5-piece? Because like you're kind of running in circles here.
Smitty, let's be serious. I barely finished out of the bottom of the freaking whole league, and the only reason why I did is the guy that put the quarterback in it was injured. And that's the only reason why I didn't finish at the bottom of the barrel.
Well,
get me up there. Get me in the playoffs. Get me in. It was a bad year last year. Hold on, a bad year.
Hold on a second, Gump. Dan with a super chat, BBQ with a super chat. Standing ovations for both of you, young
smell
man.
Meatloaf. Let him cook.
All right, Gump, let me read these real quick. Waivers, Naylor or Dobbs in return yardage league. I don't have those stats in front of me. Travis, what are you feeling on this one? Is Dobbs even going to be involved in returns yards? No, so it'd be. Will Naylor be involved in your? Will Naylor be a returner? LV?
I'd have to look. I can look up if Naylor how much he returned last
I don't know if he will though. Are they going to want him to do that?
Right now that they're paying him.
I think
Dobbs is safer.
Yeah. I think Dobbs is safer. Naylor's higher risk, higher reward, but I don't think the return yards is going to play much of a factor. But maybe so. We'll have to see how that goes. And then BBQ says Walmart chicken.
Yeah, he returned one punt. That's all he did for returning last year. So Naylor's not returning either.
Pay with a handwritten 2-party out-of-state check. Pony Express still in business. Can you imagine going up to Walmart like, my name's Smitty. I'm here for my $5.50. Gump, you realize I would just never go get it? Like, please don't send it to Walmart. I just want to send me a $3 super chat instead of the $5.50. Actually, send me the $5.50 because YouTube will take 30%. So send me the file. I'll net $3 or something, but I'd much rather.
Get me into the playoffs.
For me to go down to Walmart, it's going to cost in my 4Runner. It's going to cost me $17 to drive to Walmart and back.
Just get me in the playoffs.
Okay.
I get like 13 miles of the gallon. I get like 13 miles of the gallon. Right now, a gallon of gas is like $5.
We're talking. Listen, we're already talking a big meal in Phoenix, too. Just because I'm a happy guy.
I thought you were tired. I thought you were tired.
No, I'm still. I went to the office. I went from trucking to the office. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Big deal.
Big money.
Not on the road anymore.
Big deal.
Well,
the bucket
I like
of chicken
this Hollywood living.
Might be too.
Well, I like this Hollywood living. I'm going to be walleye fishing on the pier and everything. I'm doing great.
Man,
I haven't had so much beautiful time off and slept a pillow and.
Bello makes a really good point. If I eat your bucket of chicken from Walmart, I'm gonna have to go spend more than $5 on the Walmart toilet paper because that bucket of chicken is gonna go right through me.
I said Popeyes. You know we deal in Popeyes.
Where's your Walmart chicken?
Where?
Listen,
anytime we talk chicken, we talk Popeyes. We don't talk anything else.
Okay, so you're telling me I go to Walmart, pick up the $5.50 through Western Union, then drive to the Popeyes. You know how much? $5 a gallon, Gump, and a 4Runner. I'm spending I'm going to spend $75 just to go get your bucket of chicken that you owe me.
Why don't you just give me the store number you want me to send the money to?
Super chat me. Just be like everybody else. Instead of paying me in Western Union or Walmart chicken, just send a $5 super chat. Just send a super chat, Gump.
Can I tell you why I want you to get the chicken to Popeyes?
Why?
Because I want you to sit there and eat it on camera and say, I'm eating the spoils of war right now. I'm eating the spoils. See me, Gump?
God, stop. I don't like when you whisper to me.
I want you to sock it to me.
Gump.
A little strange.
Gump, I also have thefantasyfootballshow.com. You could just buy a membership on there. Even if you already have one, just buy another one. That's the easiest way to, instead of sending me to Walmart, okay? All right, Gump, anything else? Very glad you called in. We're going to kick you off the phone line now, but very glad you called in, and we need you to call in more often. We've missed you, Gump.
Okay, there's just a little bit more. It's just a smidgen more. Is it not priority for the Lions to pick up a left tackle in the draft? Is it not?
Why are you whispering again? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want the Bears. I don't want the Bears. I don't want the Bears to hear what I'm saying.
Well, we'll see what happens. But yes, you're probably likely to grab a couple different players in the draft. I think you'll be okay. Lions should have a good year. Lions should have a good year. If I had to just make you happy, Gump, I think if I had to pick my top 5 teams from the NFC, I would say Rams, Seahawks, Lions, Eagles, Commanders. Bears will be in the mix. I'm not a Bear hater. I just think you got, some players moving. We'll see. It's hard to replicate stuff. We'll see what happens. Coach, $2 hauler, 0.5 PPR reader. Hendy, Harvey, Bucky, all 4th rounders. Bucky all day long. Bucky's probably a 3rd rounder. So Bucky, thank you for the super chat.
I smell meatloaf.
But Bucky's on another level, I think, from those guys. Until Hendy gets the nod, it's Bucky, then it's Tier Break, then it's Hendy, Harvey. But Bucky for sure, bro. 3rd round, easy. Go ahead, Gump. You keep trying to interrupt. I'll let you speak real quick.
Did you see that Goff's contract was reworked and now they got $30 million on the books?
You're whispering again.
Pick somebody else. I don't want the Bears here.
Everybody can hear us, Gump. They can hear you. Whisper won't make it a secret.
Whispering won't make it.
All right, never mind.
Hey, Gump. But did you hear what I said? Gump?
They can all hear us.
Gump, did you hear what I said?
You said they can all hear us. I don't whisper. Don't need to.
Right, Gump. But what I'm saying is the Lions are my top 5 teams from the NFC. So you should be in good.
Okay.
All right. Gump, I got to go. Appreciate you calling more often. Everybody, well, half the people love you, half are indifferent, but it doesn't matter because half the people love you, Gump.
All right.
That's saying something about
So I'm going to go eat my den.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Gump.
All right, later, Gator. After a while, crocodile. Not too soon, baboon.
So, it makes me so uncomfortable. Like third person, what do they call that? Third person embarrassment. What is it?
Secondhand embarrassment.
Secondhand embarrassment. Yeah. Secondhand embarrassment.
Din.
Din. Go grab your din, Gumpy. Speaking of, I need some din.
Gump's one of a kind.
Top 5 chicken places. Also wire transfers. Walmart. Boom. That's a Jeopardy question. Top 5 rated chicken places that accepts while you're eating chicken a totally irrelevant wire transfer.
Maybe that's Gump's business idea that he's gonna have all this money from.
You know what? Western, you can get a discount on your chicken if you take your Western Union and convert it to chicken coupons. They won't even, you just immediately avoid the fee. Smitty, here is $20. Oh, $20 holler. See, look, BBQ's paying for Gump's mistakes already. It's what a man.
Alert. Super chat alert.
I mean, seriously, BBQ. So you don't eat Gump chicken. Here's $20. We need you doing the show, not sitting on the can. That is somebody that's looking out for the group right there in BBQ. He ain't putting up with me eating any sort of Walmart chicken because I have to. And look, BBQ is right. Because I have to get what's owed to me, I probably would march down to Walmart. And let's say I'm here to pick up my money, and they're like, sorry, Gump didn't send any money. He bought you some chicken in advance. I probably would eat it just so I could finally get what's owed to me. And then I'd be on the can, like BBQ said. So BBQ saved you guys from maybe a show that might be MIA. Top 5 chicken places. Thanks again, Coach, for that super chat. Jeez, man. Gump wears me out, though. I'll tell you that. I always feel a little more tired when he gets off the phone line. Travis, rank these running backs real quickly. So, Gibbs, Bijan. And then there's Christian McCaffrey in the mix as well. I know some of you, Cook is in the mix as well, if you want to throw Cook in here. No doubt about that they're in the conversation. But, Travis, rank these guys.
I think it's Gibbs, Bijan. And then I think it's Love and Genty. And then after that, it's going to be take your pick. Walker deserves to be there. Cook deserves to be there. H.N. Hampton, Chase Brown. Like you said, put Taylor CMC in wherever you want. But I think after the top 4, and like you said, even I guess you could argue Genty and Love in other spots too, but for me the top 4 are Gibbs, Genty. Gibbs, Bijan, Genty, Love. After that,
does anybody have?
You could argue any one of them.
Who here has Christian McCaffrey ahead of half of these guys? Somebody in the chat, raise your hand, drop a check mark, whatever. Say me. Who has?
A decent amount of people do.
Who has Christian McCaffrey ahead of? And maybe one guy's on the wrong side of the fence. I'm not saying to get extra critical over who, but just in general feel. Who has McCaffrey ahead of half of these guys? So you'd have them around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, regardless of whether it's Walker on this side or Genty. You could throw Genty over there. Raise your hand. Drop some sort of. Sick Nasty, throw up the BBQ emoji. BBQ to the moon. I smell meatloaf. Thank you, BBQ. And New Age Outlaw, who hung up, but is a beast over on the Rumble side of the fence. We've got Turbo, appreciate you. Aldi, Bullfrog, Hag, if you're out there, appreciate you, Hag. And 420 Man, where's 420 Man?
I think
he's Kyron. I don't have Kyron in this debate. I just don't look, that's me being honest. I'm an honest person about this. Unlike that caller said, let's be honest with your followers. I don't think Kyron's in this conversation.
With CMC, of all the people you have on the screen, he's last for me.
Yeah, that's why he's last.
And I get that it could come back to bite me, but like he's gonna be like I had Saquon last year. Saquon was out of my top 10 last year.
If I am gonna
so much wear and tear.
So here's where I have it. This is probably the way I have it, right here. And I'm not putting Walker in yet because I'm going to show you where I have Walker. Gibbs, Bijan, Love, Genty, Hampton, Achane, JT, Chase Brown. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I have it this way. Gibbs, Bijan, Love, Genty, Hampton, Achane, JT, Cook, Chase Brown. And I don't even know that Christian McCaffrey's next, but if from this group he's next. Now, where I plug Walker, I could easily put him right after Genty. I could put him before Genty potentially, so he could be running back 4. I think Love goes ahead of him, but that's even debatable. Like 3 is not crazy. Like this is where he could produce this kind of production. But I believe that the safe place to put him, I would say, is either before Hampton or after Hampton and ahead of Achane because of the situation. And I like Achane getting Willis, but I still don't know whether they're going to use him fully the way he needs to be utilized. So Achane doesn't have the safety. He's not as safe as he used to be. But Walker literally could go from 3 to 5 or 6. And I don't think anybody's wrong to have him anywhere in there. But Walker does, like when you look at this man, Casey, I mean, it feels like he's going to have a huge year. Let's hope he's not 2, but he's at least 3, because then I lose my bet with Gump. Gump's going to be, all right, my 5-piece, where's my 5-piece Walmart chicken? Where's Gump from? What state?
Oh, is it Michigan? Because he's Lions.
I don't think.
He's from right around.
I forget where. I want to say like Louisiana is where he lives or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where he lives. He's
Gump, where you live?
From the Midwest.
Where are you living these days, Gump? On the road. I live from Walmart to Walmart, parking lot to parking lot.
He's in the office now.
In the mobile office.
In the office now.
In the mobile office.
Oh,
he's on the road. He's living in a Winnebago.
Still got the headset.
He's all right. Okay, Travis. Anything else? We'll be back at midnight.
Yeah, just one question about Bucky. Someone was asking, would you take Bucky as a keeper in the 11th or Chase Brown in the 6th? And then I guess the other question I had for you about Bucky was, is Tucker coming back worry you at all now that they have Gainwell and Tucker, that like he could lose PPR work and he could lose some goal line work, or do you think Tucker will strictly be the backup?
So Bucky 11, Chase Brown 6.
Yep.
It's really, really good. Probably say Bucky just because you're getting that 6th rounder could still be a really good player. And I think these are close, so I'll take Bucky.
I was leaning.
Am I worried about it? No, not too much, because, I mean, Zach Robinson coming out and saying that he views Bijan and Bucky in the same light. I don't know how you come back from that. Like, I don't know how you do that and say, like, oh, but for Sean Tucker, I see him like Tomlinson. Like, where I don't know how you. But I think you're cuffing, though. You got to cuff. I think that if Chase Brown went down, you don't know what you're getting. If Bucky went down, you're getting something solid with the cuff. It's a must cuff situation. Now, who to cuff? I mean, Kenny Gainwell probably.
Gainwell.
Yeah, probably. I don't think Sean Tucker takes Gainwell's job. Gainwell's gonna, but I don't think Gainwell's taking Bucky's up the gut work either. Like, you got to remember.
No.
Sean Tucker, man, it is a problem. It's not something I wanted. I did not want Sean Tucker back because Sean Tucker had 5 or 6 touchdowns.
Something like that, yeah.
So, that was really, really, because Gainwell wasn't getting any of that. And so now it's like, I don't know. But I definitely have a little less overly optimistic, and I'm more like realistic, but I still think Bucky's got time to shine. They love him, man. They love him there. Zach Robinson's new, though, so you just don't know. But compare him to Bijan, I feel like that's a pretty damn good sign. We just got to be careful not to overdraft Bucky. I think the Sean Tucker tender that happened today out of nowhere, mixed with the Kenny Gainwell addition, will scare people off enough that Bucky will be a fourth rounder, like that question asked a minute ago. Like that's where he might fall soon. Right now he's going in 3, but could he fall to 4? I think he will, and that will protect us. Yeah, it's very low risk. Even if he's sharing work all year long, he's going to earn 4th round value.
And so with that same situation, if you threw Pickens into the mix as a 3rd round keeper, which 2 would you keep?
Pickens in the 3rd round? And so I think I'm seeing Michigan. Maybe he is in Michigan. Maybe you're right, Travis. Pickens in 3. I mean, I still think you'd be crazy to take Pickens. Well, no, not necessarily. Okay, so if we lock Bucky in, then it's like, would you rather have Pickens in the 6th rounder or the 3rd rounder and Chase Brown?
I guess it probably depends on the other keepers too.
Yeah.
What's going to be in the draft?
Man, I'd probably say.
I think right now it's Doomsday Zach was asking. So I think he's leaning towards Bucky and Pickens right now, but
I don't mind that, but I do think, like, who's in the 3rd round? Who you getting in the 3rd round if you like let's say it's a difference between Josh, like if you were to throw Pickens back and it's Bucky, Chase Brown, and you get Josh Allen now, or you get someone like that, it's a huge difference. So Chase Brown and Josh Allen versus Pickens in the 6th round player. But if for some reason you can get let's say you keep Pickens and Bucky, and in the 6th round you can get a Burrow or whatever, I don't know, then it's pretty arguable either way.
Maybe. Yeah, and he could. Ibuka could be there in the 6th and a keeper, depending on how keepers fall and if he gets kept there.
It's 6 and 11 is pretty damn good, though. I think off the top of my head, I would say I think I'd rather keep my 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th round picks and start off with Bucky and Chase Brown, because it's such a lot of firepower. But you never know how the 6th rounder could be still really, really good. All right, Travis, we'll see you at midnight.
Yep.
Later.
Yep. Thanks, Smitty.
Guys, be back at midnight. Daniel with the final super chat of the night, I think. Daniel, appreciate you, my boy.
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
Yeah, buddy.
Daniel, the man. Tua on the revenge tour. I don't know about that. Bijan, London, Pitts to the moon. Full disclosure, I am a Miami fan. I definitely love it. If you watch my video, Tua is a fantastic signing by the Falcons, because it makes Stefanski makes it hard for Stefanski to screw this up, because he would have. There was talk about him trading for Dylan Gabriel, and we would have had a disaster on our hands, bro. So the fact that I like both Tua and Penix, Stefanski can't mess up picking which one. I think Tommy Reese will do good with it. Tua's not necessarily a great quarterback, but he's great for checkdowns, getting Bijan the ball, and getting London the ball. So he's got to work on some things, but I think it's going to be a pretty good situation. At least it's a lot better than it was. Having Penix Jr. and then a vulnerability of, like, who do you go with if you don't like Penix Jr., because clearly Stefanski's not sure. Now we know. All right, see you guys at midnight Eastern. Don't forget to get on over to Underdog, promo code Smitty, in case we do a draft tonight. Link is in the description. Play Underdog, promo code Smitty. They'll match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000. Don't forget to get on over to my live chat Patreon 24/7 365 live chat group. Both those links are in the description, and this link is in the description too. thefantasyfootballshow.com. Stock market, bold predictions, trade calculators, draft simulator, lineup calculator, player pages with content all over the place, and then the new stock market, who's on the rise, who's on the decline. Walker's the highest rated player that's on the rise on the stock market. Go check it out. See you all at midnight Eastern. Deuce. Check out the sponsors below. Thank you, Rumble. We're at 6.2K on Rumble. Please subscribe to the Rumble. Link in description. All those links are in the description. I'm live Monday through Friday. 8 p.m. Eastern. Midnight Eastern. Live when news breaks. See you all later. Substation, this is Pete. Yeah, we got a new one coming in. Okay, what's his name? Evan's first name is what? Mike? Okay. Yep, I'm getting the image right now. Okay, we'll look for him. Substation will be prepped and ready to go. Thank you. Poor son of a bitch. We got another one. Let's go. Pull it. Live at midnight. Deuce.